Since it's been a good 3 to 4 months since our Pro-Am competition up at Xenia, Ohio, I have been neglecting fixing the wall tap damage from that event. I've drifted the car a couple of times, knowing that, you know, this really doesn't affect the way that the car drives. And I know my dad and I have been thinking about how we are going to repair it.
It's a tap, or is it a smash?
I think this quantifies as a smash.
Smash.
Given how far in the rear quarter is caved in.
And that's what got you disqualified too.
Yeah.
You would have won that battle if you would not smash that wall like you did.
I mean, I would say it looks like it's a smash, but in reality, it was just a small little tap against the wall.
Maybe the wall tapped you, but you smashed the wall.
Yeah, but in car, when I hit it, it really didn't seem like it was all that bad. It did end up cracking my 326 power wing, which kind of sucks because these are kind of hard to source. But I'm more bummed out at the fact that the tap bumped my rear bash bar into the body and pretty much caved in the whole rear quarter and cocked the tail light, at least how it's supposed to be mounted.
And you're really hung up on that word tap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't want to give that up. It's a tap. All right.
It makes me feel better.
All right, everybody, just to make him feel better, it's a tap. He just tapped the wall, okay?
But if you look back from a distance, and if we just center the camera, you can see just how off the passenger side tail light is in terms of its level. And to make matters worse, if you look where the bash bar mounts into the frame rails, the passenger side is also tweaked up a little bit.
Oh yeah, just tweaked. It's just a tweak.
Okay, it's bent. It's bent upwards.
Like, what is that? It's like pushed out. Right there, it's probably 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. It's tweaked a couple inches, that's all.
Looking at it from this perspective, you could see just how far the tail light is caved in. It sucks, and it's kind of making me contemplate what I'm gonna do. My over fenders are being painted as we speak. Those should be done within the next couple of days. But as far as mounting them, I mean, my riv nut section there is fine, but then the one down here, that's not gonna line up on the fender. So if we can just somehow manage to bend outwards this rear quarter, then I might be able to have the quarter panel be covered by my over fender. I think knowing that the frame rail is bent there, and given the fact that I'm still on a stock fuel tank setup, I'm contemplating just cutting out this whole rear section and then going with like a tube rear and calling it a day, because eventually I'm gonna need to go that route.
All right, I'm ready. I'll fix it. You tapped it, I'm gonna smash it.
I'd be careful. We should probably take out the taillight first so we don't cause any more damage on that, right?
Well, maybe somebody out there has one of these that they damaged their left one and they just want to sell their right one to you for cheap.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right.
But yeah, let's go ahead and remove the taillight before we do any sorts of smashing.
Okay. Is that repairable? I don't think so.
From just a first glance, we're not going to be able to do any hammering just yet because this Street Faction rear bash bar is caved in. Any amount of hammering that you do on the inside is going to be stopped by the fact that that bar is keeping the whole rear quarter from moving at all. I can tell that the driver's side frame rail's even tweaked because of how the bolt here is shifted over so much that I can't even get a socket on it to take it out. The more we look at this, the more I'm just wanting to go that route of dropping the tank and getting some sort of tube rear in here. Tube rear in here.
Tube rear in here.
Tube rear in here.
That don't sound good.
But yeah, that will cost a decent amount of money and keep me from drifting, which in all honesty, this thing drives perfectly straight. You gotta do what you gotta do, and 2020 is all about doing things once and doing them right. So maybe that's just the route we need to go, but in all honesty, I do want to get this bash bar out. Okay. A lot easier than it was to get in, but there it is. It sucks because I won't be able to sell it. This is like a $250 bash bar. Maybe it'll be a wall mount ornament or something.
Oh yeah, okay, good. And let's see how your wife reacts to that.
Wife?
Well, when you get married.
So we get this far in removing everything just for you to be able to smash things, and now you got cold feet.
Yeah, but if I do the Hulk thing and I smash it too much, who are you gonna blame? There ain't no Ghostbusters around here, all right? Well, I guess that's who you're gonna call, not who you're gonna blame.
I just want to be able to get the majority of this dent out, so we'll give it a shot.
Oh man, you can really see it when you look at it up here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you look at this right here versus that over there. That's been in a good inch and a half.
Oh, if not more. Just take a moment to look at how much Bondo is caked in here. I don't know how thick that Bondo is there, but that's a lot.
The previous owner was good at body work. They were able to get it nice and smooth, or you couldn't even tell when you bought it, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Ow! Owies.
That's what happens. All right, so you're gonna split wood? Is that what you're gonna do?
No, if I hit it on the blunt side.
Yeah, that's for splitting wood, son. Split some wood.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna work.
Duh. Did you have any impact at all?
I think so. It's chipping
nice.
the Bondo.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Awesome.
I'm just trying to see if we can get the majority of the dent out. Because if I can do that, and then we can at least see once I get my rear over fenders how far off it is, then I'll know if we're going to have to go the route of getting a whole new quarter put in, or if we can salvage whatever we have and just make it work. We already know that the frame rails are tweaked. On top of it, do it once, do it right. Fix it the right way by going rear tube rear. Alright, so fast forward a couple of months, I got my fenders back from paint. Shout out to Brandon over at Brake Shift Body Works for getting it all done. It's so nice to see this car with a full painted body kit. I still have that damage on the rear quarter that we're gonna need to address, which he had told me that it would be best if I just winched up to a tree and pulled the dents out with a ratchet strap. So no, not really using a winch, but kind of using one in a way. So let's go ahead and pull the S13 out of the garage. Pulled it out of the garage in I don't know how long, so it's kind of nice to see it underneath some light. It looks good. It is a little dirty though. So yeah, I'm not entirely too sure how this is going to play out, but it's worth a shot because if I can't get it fixed, I'm just gonna have to chop off the whole rear half of the car and put in like a replacement panel of some sort. I can't get it. Uh-oh. Well, what we're trying to do is get the rear plane where the taillight sits in at least bent outwards enough so the taillight can sit sort of flush. Although I don't think it's going to ever be flush again. It's better than it being sunken in like it is currently. I think what we need to do is take off the over fenders. We get a little bit better feel for the curvature of the rear quarter. So we'll go ahead and knock that out. Now looking at it, you can see all the Bondo mess down here. That's what I'm most concerned about, especially right up by the frame rail. I can't hammer that out at all. The biggest thing is I don't know if my replacement taillight that I have is going to even fit. All the holes, the mounting holes for it, are all on different planes right now, and some are even cockeyed. So maybe if I flatten them all out, might be able to make it work. It's looking messy. It looks like we are just completely off on some of the mounting points for where the screws are supposed to set in. I don't know if you can see it here, but there's a big, probably 1.5 inch difference between where the stud is supposed to sit into the body to where the body's actually located. So I don't even know if we're ever going to get this to line up, but we can keep hitting until it hopefully fits. All right, so a little bit of change of plans. Ratchet strapping the rear quarter didn't really do all that much. It did bring out the plane a little bit more to be even. We took off the driver's side taillight just to get a feel for the whole rear plane that the taillights need to sit in. And looking at it with the old taillight mocked up, we're getting a little bit of interference on parts that I could easily cut out. I don't think there's any chance of us getting a taillight, a new taillight, to fit with the stock mounting points, so I might as well cut out what I can and then figure out another way to mount a taillight. So that's what the angle grinder's for.
Oh, thanks.
So I was kind of expecting this to happen, that we weren't going to be able to fit the taillight. We've cut out a bunch with the angle grinder just to try to get it to sit flush, but we're still seeing a big gap between the quarter where it's smushed in and where the taillight is supposed to be sitting. So with that said, you know, I could spend a couple more hours, a couple more weekends, in all honesty, trying to hammer this crap out to get it to fit, but I think we will just go ahead and send it with some LFC panels that I've been holding out on you guys. So, about a month ago, me and a buddy, Alex Canny, who's actually building an S13 hatch for like Pro 2, we went in together to buy a pair of the Super Doof or 2F Performance LFC panels that you see right here. So basically, this is going to require us to cut off the whole back half of the car and then go with a tube rear with fuel cell and all of that. Like I said, we could potentially get the rear quarter situation figured out, but the taillight's not going to be fitting, and I'm still going to be stock fuel tank, which I've been wanting to change out. But these are pretty sweet because they will obviously lay over just like this. It has a 50mm integrated flare already, so yes, it kind of does suck that I already got these fenders painted and now I'm essentially going to sell them. But this would be the route that we need to take to get it done right. And obviously, I'm not a fabricator, so I'll probably be taking it over to Bell Raceworks to get him to set it up with a nice tube rear. So yeah, this is pretty much a whole rear half of the car replacement. So we're going to have to cut out everything. It's a little bit nerve-wracking because, you know, you got to measure once. No, not measure once and cut twice.
Uh-oh.
Measure twice and cut once. But like I said, it's the right way to do it, so we might as well just do it. And in all honesty, it's pretty annoying to look into the third bay of the garage and just see nothing but fiberglass parts. The Rocket Bunny V3 for the FRS, which I'm still trying to decide on a color, man. I need y'all's help. And then, of course, the rear panels for the 240. But it's nice because I always have something to work on the weekends. Albeit, I do just want to drive. I have plenty of tires in the back of the garage that need to be smoked through. But with that said, I think that's going to do it for this video. I know what we need to do, and we just got to do it. If any of you all have any recommendations as far as rear tube structures, as well as firewalls or bulkheads for S13 hatches, please let me know. But as always, we'll figure it out one way or the other. So from Mikey and I owe him some claws now for all of his help. I don't?
Nope.
Okay, well, I'll get you some water. That's all we have for today, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace. Peace? Really?